Shalom, shalom. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, of whom I learned from. And the shalom to the hope elect, 144,000 chosen, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yahshua to the marriage supper of the Lamb. This is your brother Adah with some more hateful spewing concerning the man of sin who is being revealed, Esau, Edom, also known as the border of wickedness, according to Malachi chapters 1, verses 3 through 4, today known as the so-called white man. Listen to Miss Bella. I'm starting to think she's a Jake. I could not stand this woman 2 years ago. She just runs her mouth. I love her eyes. I'm not gonna lie. She's got a dope face, with or without makeup on. With makeup on, she's pretty intense. But she does. Women aren't supposed to speak. They're not supposed to teach, right? But we're not in we're in Mystery Babylon. This chick runs her mouth, right? But she makes a lot of good points. And over time, I began to stop being so offended or angry with her and just begin to listen to her. And now I like listening to her run her mouth. I'm like, get him. I'm starting to think she's a Jake, bro. She has a Jake daughter. She likes to rap on her off time. She's a different type of chick. Anyways, listen to her go in. I want to pull up a brother from the Atlanta camps video, Brother Nathaniela, about some of the shit that's going on, and then Bondi, and then we're going to be done. Check this out.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around this shit. So the Epstein files drop and the whole world responds. Poland, France, Greece, Saudi Arabia, India, full-scale protests, investigations, people being relieved of their duty effective immediately for being mentioned in the Epstein files one fucking time. And in the United States of America, Donald Trump is telling us we should just move on from it. Pam Bondi is hopping in front of Congress and telling all of you should apologize to Donald Trump. Not one formal investigation has been opened. As a matter of fact, what they're doing is they're tracking members of Congress. They are investigating people in Congress who are investigating the Epstein files. The FBI, the CIA, the Department of Justice, they've all said, get fucked. We're not doing shit. We're protecting them, while the rest of the world responds accordingly. And I just want to wrap my head around this shit. I'm going to give you guys like a little scenario here, right? If you lived in a house, okay, and everybody in that house gave all their money to one person to pay all of the fucking bills, and you find out, Jesus, this person isn't paying those fucking bills. Why are the lights cut off? Why isn't there any groceries in here? How come we have an eviction notice? How come I don't have any cooking gas? Why am I sitting in the fucking cold in the dark and I've been paying bills every goddamn month? And you go to that person and you ask them, hey, where the fuck is this money? And they're like, oh yeah, guess what? I decided to use it to rape, eat, sacrifice, and sex traffic children, and also build a cult. And the members of my cult who don't get to be in these expensive...
She said that all out loud, very articulate.
layers that I've used your tax dollars to build so that we can rape, eat, sacrifice, and sex traffic children. What they do is they shoot your kids in school and church whenever they get mad. But you're going to keep giving your money and you're not going to do anything about it. I'm going to live here right in your fucking face and you ain't finna do shit about it. If that person was in your home, what the fuck would you do? The United States is your home. And that money is your tax dollars. Are you fucking following along here? Okay? They are taking your money and they are using it to build intricate resorts where they rape, eat, sacrifice, and sex traffic children. And to the people who can't afford to tend these resorts, they follow them in a cult like fucking trance, shooting your children in school and fucking church, building child sex trafficking pedophilia rings in the name of fucking Jesus, and making pornographic content or disappearing your children so that they can fucking harvest their organs in fucking Israel. We should be outside the White House with pitchforks and fucking tiki torches, putting these people's heads on fucking spikes and leaving them to rot for the entire world to see what you do to satanic, child-eating pedophiles. What the fuck are we doing? Going to work and talking about the fucking Super Bowl. They're eating fucking babies!
I had to post. Thank you for vocalizing this exactly that way. The Most High is going to send his son Yahushua to destroy this place. And of course, I had to put Wisdom of Solomon 12:3-6, Nahum 3:5, Jeremiah 49:10, 2 Ezra 6:9. I'm starting to think she's a Jake. Now, with all that said, what started this was Pam Bondi's bitch ass. God damn, that Edomite bitch, bro. Good Lord. It was a fucking, hold on. Which one was it? I know. Okay, let's find this right here.
Come down.
This is brother Nathaniel from the GMS Atlanta camp. He's a very good brother. If you don't know him or know his channel, that's it right there. GMS, Yahweh's Gift 3. Subscribe. You will be edified. He's an excellent speaker. He's very cerebral. He's very spiritual. He's a good man. Listen how he starts it off. But I want to try to find a video later that he uses. Just to land back off of it.
And sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldees. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. I'd like to start off first.
So the daughter of the Chaldees, the Chaldeans are the original gangster when it comes to the left-handed practices. They are the wise men on the left-handed side. They are the OG witches. They know they're the real deal, you guys. They're authenticated when it comes to left-handed practices. When it deals with all the blood, all the stuff mentioned in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12 verses 3 down to 6, the Chaldees had it mastered. They were the wise men in Babylon during Nebuchadnezzar's reign that could not interpret his dream. And only Daniel could. And the fact that what they said, no one can do what you are requesting, you got to understand it's not that it was a mockery to them. You have to understand that they had the capacity to come off and explain enigmas from the left-hand side. They had real power. They just couldn't trump the right-hand side. And Yahweh specifically only manifests his right-hand side through elect Hebrew Israelite men. The only thing, the only power, the only authority that can trump the left-hand side when the left-hand side is authentic is the right hand. And the right hand is only manifested through the prophets, through the elect men of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. And right now, no one wants to acknowledge who those people are, except for a very small group of people. And that's the men of GMS, bro, and all the people who follow that doctrine. You're not following the doctrine of GMS. You're a bug out. You're lacking in your doctrine. You're teaching the wrong names, and you're constantly going off because you refuse to accept the ones Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai has sent. You got to fall in line with the correct people, or you're just wasting your time. With that said, I'm going to let the brother speak.
First and foremost, we're giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to our elders and the apostles, a great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to those that are doing this work in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Nathaniel from the GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you through the Spirit with another lesson. And I pray and hope this lesson is edifying.
Now I'm going to stop it because I wanted him to get that introduction in. Now I'm going to try to find the video he uses. Okay, so right here. Oh my, you guys, this fucking person. I'm going to try my hardest not to cuss, okay? You got to see this for what it is, man. And there's a video where they're asking her, why will she not investigate the Edomite men, the white men who are doing all this stuff. And this woman, again, I'm being very self-controlled right now. I'm trying to be princely. I'm trying to be judicial with respect. But I'm not, bro, I'm pissed, bro. They are asking her about what's going on with the so-called white men that are doing all this wicked stuff. And this female pulls out two pictures of immigrants, bro. And I believe they're both Jake. She pulls out 2 pictures of immigrants and starts talking about immigration, bro, as a deflection, rather, and then trying to magnify the crime, the misdemeanor crime of deportation, whatever those, and try to make that crime seem like it's worse than what these so-called white men are doing. And I was like, dude, this is what people need to see this, because this is what Esau Edom, this is what the so-called white man has been doing since the beginning. His entire veneer of righteousness is him accusing the Hebrew Israelites consistently on camera through the enchantments of his technology, constantly putting Jake on camera saying, look what they're doing wrong. Look what they're doing wrong. I have to save you from them. I'm the only one that can save you from them. Meanwhile, they have a whole global system of feast of blood mentioned in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12. They've been doing it for so long and with such impunity that they have it down to a science where they know how to extract adrenochrome from the blood of infants and young children through a system of torture to get the child to excrete and produce, because the whole body is chemistry. Your brain, your biology it's a chemical factory. Your brain is literally a chemistry lab. And based on certain moods and certain situations, your body produces certain types of drugs, chemicals. And one of those chemicals, one of our abilities to produce is the adrenal gland, to produce adrenaline. Remember the scripture says he is wiser than Daniel. They have done a diligent search. You guys, they have figured out how to fucking make the body be a fucking vending machine and push certain buttons in the nervous system, which is pain and anguish, to get the vending machine, the system. I want this combination of chemicals in the blood so that when I drink the blood, I am now lacing the blood. I'm saturating the blood with adrenaline so that when I drink it, I get like an LSD type high. Plus whatever else, however else the left-handed spirits are stimulating them when they're doing these rituals. This is what these fucking people are doing, bro. And they're not vomiting afterwards. They're not needing to go to fucking rehab or sit down with a therapist and talk about what they've done. You're going to see this bitch's face. She's like laughing at times. She even gets mad when one of the other people asks her something and she says, don't you dare accuse me of a crime. And then she pulls out later in the speech, she pulls out those photos of the Jakes, bro. Like, don't accuse me. Don't do to me what I do. You guys, this shit's fucking crazy, bro.
Answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer the question.
No,
Your
you can answer the
theatrics are
question the way I
ridiculous.
asked it.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch. Not on our time.
A woman is not supposed to have authority. A woman is not supposed to be in a position of rulership. This is the insanity of the system of this specific race of people. And also the hypocrisy is a lot of those, the majority of those victims are females. And here you have a woman in a nation that fucking boasts itself on Queen of Heaven worship, which manifests in the form of hyperfeminism, which is women's liberation. We are the only race of people. We are the only nation of people that treats our women fairly. Yet we see at the highest tops of the echelon of rulership, there are women who are protecting the men as the men do things to women. Do you see how fucking, and then now we realize too, the whole hyper-feministic movement was what? It was to split the family in two. It was to split the house in two. It was to empower women above men. It was never really about the woman. It was to fucking get the whole the population that wasn't paying taxes It was to get them to get a job so they could tax them and make more money. And it was to turn the women against their husbands so the husbands would not have, the men, the fathers, would not have authority in their own homes, because women are so drunk on that fucking philosophy that they're now only marrying men to divorce them to take after shit. Women cannot be told what to do by men, and women receive their instruction from men. You can see what this bitch is doing. She's in that position because of men. And she's defending men. But what type of men is she defending? She's defending the top 1%. Edomite, left-handed fucking wizard men. Because right here, she's talking shit to nothing but men. But why? Because she's defending another group of men.
No way. And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
All right, hold on.
Yeah,
This
bitch
isn't
is
the
fake.
exact video I wanted. Let me go find it. All right, this is the video that I wanted. So, Laki, this is the whole entire
This shit's fucking crazy, bro.
not the whole thing, but it's most of the hearing with Congress and Pam Bondi. So let's hear it.
Trick questions here. The American people have a right to know the answers to this. These are senior officials in the Trump administration. This is not a game, Secretary. I'm Attorney General. My apologies.
See that? And she's so full of pride, and she's so insulated from any type of true recourse that will ever happen from anyone in this nation, right? She's so fucking proud. She had to let you know her title. Everybody knows her title. This woman right here, she's wicked too. Don't get it twisted. But she's showing her wisdom. She's very skilled. She set her up to do that. Look.
I couldn't tell. These are senior officials in the Trump administration. This is not a game, Secretary. I'm Attorney General. My apologies, I couldn't tell.
See, that was skill. But that was skill in mastery, what, on the left-hand side. The bitch, this woman right here, that's fucking going against, this is controlled opposition, you guys. This whole court with them arguing, bro, this is all they ever do. Have you noticed every time there's a fucking controversy amongst Esau, they have a public court, they argue, one side, the other side, it's like ping pong, tennis, it goes back and forth, nothing ever gets done. So it gives you the illusion that there's a struggle between right and good, or dark and evil. It's all bullshit. It's that checkerboard. It's the Freemason checkerboard. This is a system. This is a left-handed wisdom. Let's act like we're fucking upset about the victims. Nothing's ever going to take place, bro.
By 2008, we knew that Epstein was a convicted sexual abuser. And we now know that Lutnick
See,
went to Epstein.
what the hell? So by her own admission, they knew this shit was going on for a long time. I mean, did you hear anything about this from 2008 all the way up until now? None. Nothing. Okay? So what is that? 2008, what is that, 18 years? Damn near? Am I doing it 2008? 18. Yeah. 18 years. So 18 years? You know? You known about this? Nothing.
See the point the brother's making? 2 decades. And it's probably been longer than that. Which means what? They're not going to fucking do anything. So this is just one precept. Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors. These are the children. The children.
Nothing.
The children's talking about the Edomites. Okay, they are childlike. They are children. They're not mature. They're not fit for rulership, but they are in rulership, and this is how they rule, right? And because they rule like children, they put women in positions of authority. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. So this is the Most High showing you, because of our punishment, because of our transgressions, we're going to end up in a nation which is so dark and so wicked that everything's going to be inverted. We're literally going to be living in inversion land. That is what America is. America is inversion land. Backwards, upside down land. Everything is on purposely out of fucking place, because that is the only way Esau knows how to rule from the left-hand side, bro. Look, I mean, the fact that they're fucking eating human flesh and not vomiting, because in their minds, they're so dark, the way their genetics are set up, they can operate like that and not fucking have a weird reaction. Because they were created to be this. And now it's all coming out. It's all fucking coming out. I lost the video, but I wanted to stop on that. Let me see. There's one more that I wanted to pull out. No. This is it. This was it.
I got this for my girlfriend, and she absolutely...
40 minutes.
Okay, so this one is pretty long, but I want to show you something. I'll just let the stuff play, and then I'll comment. Hold on.
It's already, you're acting like everybody's trying to cover up Wexner's name. Within 40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
Here is, watch, Massey is going to just has left, is to try to insult him. And, well, let's watch.
Are you able to track who in your organization made this massive fit?
See, this guy's also controlled opposition. Don't get it twisted. The dude who's yelling at her, he's set up to do this. He's not going to come up and assassinate it, because he's not doing. It's just it's a front to make it look like they're putting on a show before the whole world. Other nations are literally fucking firing or removing people from power that were even named one time in the Epstein files. None of that stuff happening in America.
And release the victims' names. Are you able to track who it was?
So they already released all these victim names, the Department of Justice, which they were not supposed to do. But at the same time, they are redacting the co-conspirators, the guys, everybody's names they want to know. People who are not victims, they're redacting, but they unredacted the victims' names.
Redacted means to hide or remove. Let me get the definition. So this is also, that's also Esau. It's what's the word? They're like mocking. They're mocking the nation. We're going to put the victims' names out there for everybody to see, but we're going to hide the names of the people who did it. Have you ever seen them do anything like that before? Redact. Let me see. Combine in a unity, compile, arrange, bring into organization. Hold on. Because that doesn't, arrange, edit. That's the word, edit. Bring into presentable literary form. So, meaning we have to make it presentable to you, which is also a form of deception. Meaning we can't tell you the whole truth because you couldn't handle it. You see how that specific word is used, so it doesn't make it sound like they're lying. You got to understand how crafty Esau is with the American language, English. I personally believe that's why it was developed. English was developed so that they could lie even better. Okay, so that's what that means. Let's go back to the video.
Redacted the victims' names, and so he's putting the heat on Pam Bondi. Do you know who did this?
Are you able to track who in your organization made this massive failure and release the victims' names? Are you able to track who it was that obscured Les Wexner's name as a co-conspirator in an FBI document? Do you have that kind of accountability?
I believe Wexner's name was listed more than 4,000 times.
I already told you that. This is where he's listed as a co-conspirator.
Can I finish my answer? Come on, let me finish my answer. We corrected that within 40 minutes. He was already, you're acting like everybody's trying to cover up Wexner's name.
Reclaiming my time.
I'm going to answer this question.
Reclaiming my time.
Mr. Chairman. This is how this works.
Can I have my time?
Mr.
Chairman, the gentlelady can give her answer. The time belongs to the gentleman from...
All right, I'm reclaiming my time.
Can I give my answer?
So,
yes.
I'm going to put the language of the bill up on the screen.
Chairman, may I give my answer on that? It's a political joke, and I need to give my answer on that.
We'll let the Attorney General respond, and then the gentleman can move to the next question.
My time.
Within 40 minutes, you asked me a question. Within 40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
There was one redaction out of over...
And she's fucking giggling, bro. She's giggling. Like a child. Dude, you got to see this shit for what it is. Let me fast forward. I want to get to the point where when she brings out the photos, and I think it's towards the end. But that's what I wanted. I was like, good Lord, let me see. Look at her here.
in a interview last week.
How will you tell me that's intentional?
In an interview last week, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche
You can't go off script.
said that any victim that wants to speak with the department has done so, hopefully. Well, thanks to the incredibly brave people sitting here behind you, we can actually ask them if that's true. Now, would the survivors and victims who are here please stand up one more time? Just by show of hands, how many of you or your loved ones actually have met with the Department of Justice and provided testimony and estimate and evidence?
Zero.
None. And of those of you who have not met, which is everyone, how many of you have reached out either individually or through a lawyer or representative to offer to provide testimony and evidence?
Oh, all of them.
All of them.
Okay, so now what people need to get from this is that the so-called white man in his rulership has told America and the world that they are the best when it comes to treating women, that they provide protection and rights and resources for women, and they kind of do. But when it really comes down to it, this entire psyop, this entire experiment of women's liberation, which then manifested into women's rights, which then manifested into hyper-feminism, which now you have a nation full of girls and women who do not listen to men, who hate fucking men, who are promiscuous, who cannot stay faithful. They're all over the fucking place, and they're proud as shit because the system provides for them. They can go to the store, they can get food, water. They don't have to fucking plant seeds. They don't have to fucking till the ground. The system takes care of them, right? And now here we are looking at the government with a fucking ton of female sexual victims, all of white men, so-called white men, Edomite men, and we see a fucking Edomite woman. And there's also Edomite women inside of those systems with those Edomite men that are bringing women to them, and she's fucking laughing and not giving two shits about the females who've been eaten, killed, raped. She doesn't give a fuck, and she's a woman herself. This shows you they do not believe and they do not follow the doctrines that they indoctrinate the fucking nation with. This also goes for Renaissance Western Christianity. They want you to believe in white Jesus. They want you to be a Catholic. They want you to be a fucking Christian. They want you to hyperly respect women, and you can't tell a woman shit. A man can't hit a woman, but a woman can fucking talk shit to a man. She can spit on a man. She can fucking cheat on her man. She can fuck somebody in his house and then divorce him and take half his shit. They want you to submit to all of that, but when it comes down to them and how they treat women, they fucking sacrifice and rape them, and then they put a woman in charge to protect them, and she don't give a fuck about no females. You guys have to see that that's what this is. And when America falls, hyper-feminism is going to fall with it, dude. Y'all got to fucking get your minds out of the system. I'm going to let it play.
All of them.
And of those,
And look at her just sitting there. So this is the face of someone in government, at the top of government, the Attorney General. This is the face she makes when she's being proven to be involved in a cover-up of the biggest child PDF trafficking ring we've ever uncovered in the world.
She's basically another Ghislaine Maxwell. She's another woman. There's somewhere in this video or in another video where they're talking about this other women that are involved with these guys emailing Epstein, talking about, hey, I got a 10-year-old for you. I got a 15-year-old for you. I got a 7-year-old for you. And it's women doing this shit. Yet women are online right now talking shit about men because men have done this shit, but they're completely overlooking what the women that are helping these men, they're overlooking all that shit.
All the AGs before her, going back to Mueller, going back to all of them, they only get the job because they help cover up a big...
That's right.
And so you got these Edomites vocalizing all this understanding that they've had this whole time of how fucked up their government was or is, but because now it's beginning to affect them. Now they're all on the podcast talking this shit. Yet we've been in this country since slavery, literally getting sodomized, raped, fucking murdered every day by the streets. And these faggots were telling us to fucking comply. Respond faster. Put your hands in the air quicker. You did something wrong. It's not us. There's nothing wrong with the police officers. You guys are just dangerous. Hillary Clinton calling us fucking hyper super predators, and she rapes children. Bro, this shit's crazy. So I want to end this, but I want to find where this bitch fucking, there it is, right there. Look at
Most cats are chronically dead.
Look.
Here we go. Here's the photograph. This is why he wanted to repeat everything that had been said previously on Epstein. This is his state, New York. You probably don't even know who this is. Wahid Mohammed from Afghanistan.
Yes, because I'm no longer a prosecutor.
Convicted of assault. Wow, he represents New York. Wow, yet he doesn't care about the illegal aliens convicted of crimes.
Okay, my bad. It appears to be a fucking what do you call it? An Ishmaelite, not a Jake.
Assault and homicide.
This has nothing to do with this hearing. This is all she can do is deflect, distract, and change the subject.
But this was my point. I remember watching this, and I got so fucking mad because I'm like, here you go, bitch, pulling out a photo of a brown man with an ethnic sounding name, doing what? It's the same goddamn playbook. There's always some brown man that the white man has to tell you, look how bad this guy is. I gotta save you from him. Meanwhile, there's an entire global network of human child sacrifice that the white man is indulging himself in. He's involved in it. He's protecting himself in it. There's all kind of white families that are involved in it that are they're going out and getting fucking children, and they're probably getting paid for this shit. Yet this same fucking race has told the world what? That the so-called black man is 3/5 of a human being. You gotta watch out for the Habibs because they're gonna come bomb you. They've been accusing the entire planet while at the same time being the worst motherfucker on planet Earth, bro.
This has nothing to do with the hearing. She's talking about illegal immigration. That's it.
Or a prosecutor, so he doesn't care about his constituents. Here we go.
So it's
not scoring points with anybody.
I haven't seen a meltdown like this in a long time. You're not supposed to melt down like that, Pam. You're supposed to stay cool. But so she brought this with her because she knew this was going to be her response to whatever they said, which was a non-response. So there is your Trump administration at the top of the government. Mm-hmm. They're running interference for the largest PDF trafficking ring in the world, and they're doing it right in your face, and they think we're all as compromised as cat turd. They all think that we have brain rot like cat turd does. They all think that we're sycophants to Donald Trump instead of being loyal to the Constitution. That's so there's a lot of creeps out there, cat turd being one of them. He's like the leader.
That's an operative. He's an operative.
We
know that. It's obvious.
Yes.
I have a question. Why does Pam Bondi have that photo ready to go?
That's right. That's what I said. Because she knew she wasn't going to respond to any of their actual questions.
But at one time, let's get Jake out of this. When 9/11 took place, when Esau fucking produced 9/11, who was the accused? It was the goddamn Ishmaelites. It was the Arabs. I remember because it was in 2001, and I was a backslidden Christian. I had my Italian girlfriend at the time, and I was very much Edomited out mentally at that stage in my life, hanging out in Scottsdale. 98% of all my friends were white. I was very much understood that I was a quote-unquote black man. I was just in a different place, bro. My girlfriend was different. A lot of my friends were different. The music I was listening to was different. And I just wasn't acting out the vibrations of a so-called black man, even though I look the way I look. I was just different, bro. And I remember when 9/11 hit, I remember feeling without even realizing, and I wasn't even experiencing, quote unquote, racism or the curses. I was, but at that time of my life, it was just very comfortable. I was surrounded by a lot of fucking Edomites. I had a lot of Edomite chicks around it's a lot. And fucking, I remember when this happened, how the focus became Arabs intensely. And I remember feeling the pressure that the whole black and white reality, I remember feeling the pressure of that decrease by a lot. And it made me trip out because I didn't even realize, like, God damn, we're not even the focus right now anymore. And I remember realizing I didn't even realize how much we were always the focus of something bad until there were even comedians talking about it. We're not the focus of cops anymore. It feels good. And I was like, God damn, it does feel, because of that's how powerful what they did during 9/11, you guys. And so here you got these two fucking Edomites. Why is she? It's something you guys always used to do. How many goddamn Hollywood movies have they made where the Arabs were the bad guy and some fucking Jason Bourne white boy had to save the day because of 9/11? Now they're acting like fucking, well, what is she doing? It's because this is all the so-called white man does. All they fucking do. He is the accuser of the brethren. It's talking specifically about Jake, but they accuse everybody on the earth. They're the only good race of people, you guys. This is what fucking white supremacy has been the entire time. White Jesus, white Christianity, white law and order. We have to put our laws over everybody. But they're not going to fucking listen to any laws.
Accusations. She was going to... her only thing, Kurt, is to change the subject, which is what she's doing.
And she had nothing about Massey?
And nothing. She had nothing about... She couldn't defend herself about anything. They didn't interview any of those victims, even though they lied and said they did.
Yeah.
And she's got nothing to say about it, being caught covering up this ring. She got nothing to say about it, so let's change the subject and try to distract you.
I'm gonna just throw this wild speculation out there as a shaman. This guy who's always been a piece of shit, and his lame attack, which is not as good as Massey's, I bet this has worked out because he's part of the same people that would also go to Epstein Island and love Israel and all that bullshit. So one thing I noticed is these people, since I've been talking to MK Monarch victims who are all fans of Jimmy Dore, the ones I talk to, they'll always tell me about how these things are worked out to do these little play acting things in these stupid, in these hearings.
Did you hear what he just said? He's talking about how he's talking about somebody that they say whenever they do these fucking these public courts, it's a fucking act. Because nothing ever gets done. You see all the shit that's coming out about the racist people, bro.
No, Massey's not in it because they're like,
yeah,
they have to improv suddenly.
All right, well, there you go. And
here, I'll play it one more time.
These hearings, all fans of Jimmy Dore, the ones I talk to, they'll always tell me about how these things are worked out to do these little play acting things in these stupid, in these hearings. Massey's not in it because they get.
So basically, anytime you see them on TV acting like they're arguing about the good and evil, that's all it is. It's all bullshit. So you see it. I pray that this lesson I'm tying my words on. I pray that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. This is your brother Radash Shalom.